Hello and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In today's video I'm going to be starting off the latest SBR stages, the first one being the Universe 7 saga. So basically this is the representatives of Universe 7. It's their SBR. It's pretty similar in the first stage to the Universe Survival Saga SBR, but they changed the second and third stages. In terms of the team, it's very limited due to the lack of units. You're going to want to really try and take the shape up Boo. He's going to be a super helpful unit to take. MVP 17. You're going to need one of the leads, so either the LR or the SSB Kaioken Goku. There's not really enough Pure Saiyans to run a Pure Saiyan Agility Vegeta lead, so you're kind of stuck with a similar composition to what I'm using. If you don't have the LR, using 2 Spirit Bomb Gokus is perfectly fine. Just try and chain their Spirit Bomb by staying at relatively low health. But yeah, so in terms of this SBR, the main strategy here is to attack lower one of the units and then obviously allow the LRs to basically eliminate on each turn, hopefully managing to, curb the damage and eliminate some of the higher damage dealing enemies. In terms of units that are kind of, I want to say, super imperative for this fight, obviously if you can get the new Krillin, the Universe 7 Krillin, with his high chance to stun and etc, he's a great utility unit to bring along. This Boo is fantastic to bring along. And MVP 17 I would say are imperative. Obviously you need the lead. SSB Kaioken Goku is super helpful. I chose to take the Easy A blue Kaioken Goku as well, simply because I have a couple loops in him and he can dish out some decent damage. So yeah, you will see that we're kind of lining up here to just rotate the LRs. I've taken a friend LR that's 100% lead, so that's going to be quite helpful in terms of dealing damage. I'm using the Ghost Ushers sparingly when I can see that I'm basically going to eliminate a unit with the LRs, or if I'm going to be able to chain off the Spirit Bomb. That's where it's going to be super helpful to just let you basically eliminate a foe without taking any damage, or to chain the Spirit Bomb to be able to cause some massive damage without taking the risk of gambling at low health. So yeah, there's quite a few friend leads of this card. I have it at 55%. It won't do as remarkable damage as this one, but it will still help you get the job done if you do need it as lead. So I will be setting each day a different lead imperative to a certain stage. Starting from the 29th, I'll be setting the representatives of Universe 7, and then going into the Kablan line, going into Future Saga, Time Travelers, etc, etc. So yeah. In terms of the stage, but yeah, now that we've eliminated one of them, it's easier to control the fight due to attack lowering from both of the LRs and the MVP 17, and of course the stun chance from Boo, which I think we do get this turn, which is obviously very helpful. You'll see Boo takes double digits. Boo is incredibly good for the first 7 turns of the fight due to his evasion, his ridiculously high defense. So you're gonna really, I would say without Boo and without Krillin, you're going to really struggle doing this. Obviously you need the leads, so that goes without saying, but without Boo and without Krillin, it's just you're not gonna be able to just handle this fight. You're not gonna have enough control, you're not gonna have enough defense. But yeah, as you can see, now we're sitting in this nice position where we get the Spirit Bomb. We got lucky with not taking the Super at the end of last turn, which would have killed us. Goku's going to do the Spirit Bomb, which is going to do insane damage on its own, and then obviously buffs up our entire lineup and makes everyone super effective against all types. It's just a ridiculous ability basically. Yeah, literally eliminates them, bam, second unit done, and now we can sit here. So what we do is we move the LR into the first slot. It's going to have the attack boost, it's going to have its ultra super attack, and it's going to basically eliminate our boy Bergamo, and then we're going to have the other units follow up. I'm trying to be careful with how I choose the orbs, because obviously the main goal on all these SBRs is to get our Dokkan attack in the third stage. That's always going to help you basically wrap up these stages and clear these if you can manage your orbs properly. If the first 2 fights take too long, Try and prolong the second fight if you can to restore as many orbs as possible, otherwise don't worry too much about it. So you'll see in this fight that I use a Ghost Usher right in the beginning. This is just because I want to essentially ensure that I manage to get the Spirit Bomb off again next turn, so that I can cause a massive amount of damage and just obviously start off the fight at a good note and try and get through it as quickly as possible. I think Boo gets the stun here. Boo's stun counts is okay. Didn't really come in clutch for me too much here, but it can hit a bit more regularly than what you see here. His evasion and his defense are really what you bring him for. He's essentially one of the best tanks you can bring into this stage. This Vegeta, if you've got a couple dudes in him, does hold up decently well. The defense lowering multiple super attacks can help, and if he transforms later on, he might be able to help you finish off one of the tougher enemies without causing too many problems. But yeah, as you can see, so now we managed to obviously cause some issues here. We're going to get the Goku to come in, and he's going to pop off a Spirit Bomb. You can see me contemplating kind of where to go with the Spirit Bomb and what to do with it. If you don't know, active abilities are affected by links. So moving units to units that they're better linked with will affect the damage and output of all active abilities. So keep that in mind when you're using the active ability. That's why I shifted them to the middle. And yeah, he'll basically dish out a tremendous amount of damage here, and then obviously we're now going to get the attack buff for everyone, super effective against all types. It's just really going to help. You'll see me here, I basically go for the, I think I pop double defense reduction, and then I pop the orbs. So I pop the orbs first, I think. Yeah, there we go, just to check how much health we're getting back and just further assessing the situation. It was a bit of a waste to use the LR's attack on that Kakunsa. Should have probably just used it on the Ribrianne to try and instantly get her if I got the crit. In hindsight, that would be what I change, but other than that, I did choose the correct way here. The double defense reduction basically guarantees that we're going to live, and then of course Goku gets a nice 2.6 mil super effective against all types attack out, which essentially eliminates her, but he gets a crit, which is even better. Yeah, so this 7 mil is a bit of a waste because it's essentially overkill on the Kakunsa. Probably should have done some extra damage on the Ribrianne and tried to finish her off with my Goku at the end, but it's okay. It's not something that's going to make me sleep uneasy at night, but yeah, just remember how much damage they do and try and manage it accordingly. You can see here I moved the MVP 17 to the middle. This was because I wanted to avoid getting the type disadvantage attacks at the end. It wasn't entirely necessary because Boo gets off the stun. I know this one for sure because I thought, wow, Boo, what a waste. But he comes in clutch with his dodge again, just really impressive. His tanking abilities are really on show in this video. So yeah, we get the stun, and then we get the attack lowering anyway. The double attack lowering should have made the LR at the back cope well enough with the attacks, especially with the damage reduction. We even get a second attack from Android 17, so she was really unable and incapable of dishing out some damage. And then obviously the LR comes in and dishes out some big boy numbers and essentially guarantees us the win. And yeah, so as you can see so far, pretty straightforward, nothing too untoward here. This, because the category is so small, you're really going to want to hope that you have some of these units. Wouldn't say that LRs are necessary, as long as you can take a friend LR that's got a couple dupes in it. Having two is not necessary, but yeah, you definitely need one of them for the lead, the Goku or the LR. The pure Saiyan lineup underneath the Vegeta is just not going to get down, or if it does do, it's going to be very hard. Very hard. So lack of free play options and utility options in general. But yeah. So yeah, now we fight Jiren and the boys. Jiren, Dispo and Toppo. This fight's going to be pretty straightforward because we almost have our Dokkan attack. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop some defensive reduction. We've got the Boo on rotation, so what I do here is I basically do as little orbs as possible to prevent us getting the Dokkan attack. You can see me kind of choosing the ones wisely. I do double defense reduction just because I want to make sure that I'm just safe. I have the extra items, so I am being safe. Obviously Boo dodges another super attack. Even if Boo had taken these super attacks barring from Jiren, probably wouldn't have taken that much damage, to be honest with you. His defense is at roughly 160, 170k, especially with Android 17 on rotation, so he just wouldn't be in the threshold whereby he's going to take a tremendous amount of damage. Then we've got our boy Karaki and Goku, so we do some decent damage on this turn, nothing too crazy. It's all just really set up for the next turn. We're going to get the Dokkan attack. It's important when you're doing the Dokkan attack to make certain that you are targeting, if you're using the LR, that you are targeting the unit that has been attack lowered. Because otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to miss out on that extra chunk of damage, and that's going to be a problem for you, because they gain that extra 77% when the enemy is attacking defense lowered. So yeah, Jiren's going to attack. We've got the double defense reduction from last turn, so I'm not too worried about eating supers or anything. Especially since this is the friend LR that's 100%. If it was mine, maybe I would have been a bit concerned. They gain their defense after attacking, so you're going to want to make sure that you usually keep them in second slot, or at least in first slot if no one's attacking before them. But when it's 100% this double defense reduction, you can get away with it. Yeah, I missed the Dokkan button thing there, which usually I'd be concerned about, but over here it's really not too much of a problem. They won't take any damage from this because Jiren's so attack load and defense reduction and everything going on. And as you can see, we've just basically trivialized the fight, almost eliminated all of them. Goku's going to come in and do a little bit of extra damage, gets a nice double super attack off, and then we're going to have the unit at the back. So, because of the way this panned out, it was pretty chilled after this. Nothing too difficult, nothing too crazy. It looks like a relatively straightforward fight, but it's really unit dependent. I would say if you are lacking units, just don't bother. Rather wait until there's a universe representative of 17 summon, or a banner, or you know, if you get wish strips in that, use them for the Boo, or use them for whatever units you can. But yeah, if you don't have, I would say, Boo or Krillin, and if you don't have one of the leads, you're gonna struggle. MVP 17 is super helpful. Vegeta is super helpful. You could maybe get away with like using the Piccolo, I guess. But yeah, you're gonna struggle overall if you just don't have these units. These are basically the units you need to take to finish the stage. But yeah, you could chain Spirit Bombs constantly. There is a tactic that I use for Universal Survival Saga. You could use it for this and just basically rely entirely on the Super Saiyan Blue Gokus, but wouldn't advise it, just simply because it's a tricky tactic to pull off. You're relying a lot on Ghost Dashes, taking initial damage, and then just basically managing one of those and progressing from there. But yeah, so that's it. Pretty straightforward. Nice stage, nice level of difficulty. I don't think it's too hard if you have the units. And yeah, I hope that helps, and I will see you guys in the next video. For now, cheers and bye.